Please help me.
It's not your bike.
Please help me. Help. Please get off me.
Hey, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Please get off.
Yo, don't let him take it, bro.
Now you're not getting the bike, bro.
Hey, now you're not getting the bike.
Help.
You're not getting
Get
the
off
bike.
me,
I'm
dude.
not. No,
Why you took his phone? What's wrong with you?
stupid as something. You're not
Don't touch
touching
his
my
phone.
phone.
Do not touch his
You're
phone.
fetus.
I'm not
You're
touching you.
an
You
unborn
putting your stomach on my hand.
Help.
No, dude, stop. No, dude, stop. No, no. I
Please
said no.
help.
I said sit down.
Please help.
She's just crying.
You're not crying. You're not crying. I got
Stupid.
I got
It's
your
my
video.
bike.
Off.
Drunk.
Wait, you pulled it out? Hey, Hassan, you pulled it out? Hassan,
I don't give a fuck.
Hassan, you pulled it out?
This is my bike. It's on my account. Please move.
All right, so why don't we reset the bike?
I'm not resetting the bike.
It's his. It's his. It's his.
Reset it, and I'm gonna pull it out on your account.
You are active.
I don't give a fuck.
This is my fake crying.
Guys,
He's fake crying. Stop fake crying.
Hey, stop touching me. I don't touch you.
Hold up.
Hey, stop touching me. Stop touching me.
Why don't you take this bike?
Stop touching me.
I will. I can't.
Exactly. So take
Fuck out of
it.
here.
So take it.
You're stupid ass. Fuck out of here. Dumbass. Your baby gonna come out with
Wait, how you stop crying?
Fuck.
Not a tear came down, miss.
My dick.
Not a tear came down.
Fuck out of here.
Okay, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash, in double honors and respect to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth, as well as much respect and honor to the brothers that are pushing this truth and sincerity across the four winds of this earth and risking their lives and freedom to do so. I would also like to give much honors and respect to the brothers and sisters that are of the hopeful elect, that are doing their very best to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High to the best of their abilities. Shalom. This is Caleb of Judah, and I'm coming back at you with a quick lesson. I saw this video today, and I felt moved in the spirit to do a quick lesson on it. Here it is. You got this she-devil in this video that's trying to take one of these rental bikes from Jake. Jake had rented and reserved the bike, and here it is. You got this she-devil that's trying to take it from him. Okay, and this is how these devils are. I mean, they like to they feel they entitled and everything like that, and they can just do whatever. Well, anyway, I mean, when Jake wasn't going for it, she basically tried to get Jake Emmett killed. Okay, she's basically, screaming for help. Trying to play victim. Trying to get other Edomites to come to her fence, to her defense. And then here it is. I think you had this other Edomite that appeared, she started, once he came up, she started trying to, fake a cry, basically trying to get Jake deleted and whatnot, trying to, and whatnot, so she can get her way. Okay. This is what these devils do, and one thing about this Jake, I like, he wasn't going for it. And another thing I like is, somebody was recording, because if somebody, someone wasn't recording, this could have went, total left, but this is what these devils do. This is why, you shouldn't be trusting these devils, Israel. And when I say Israel, I'm talking about you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and those that are other speckled bird that look like these other nations, but you go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on your father's side. These devils, like I say, they'll try to, like this devil right here, this she-devil, basically trying to get this Jake deleted, and trying to play victim, okay, when she was the one, like I said, that was in the wrong, and this is a lot of reasons why, like I say, now here it is, on my job, there's Edomites on my job and even some in my neighborhood, and I try to deal with them as little as possible. If I ever have to, deal with them, I try to make that encounter as short, and straight to the point as possible, so I can move on, because I know, 1 minute, they'll be smiling all in your face, but then the next minute, hey, they can turn into, something else. They'll do a 180 on you, and be just as wicked as they can be, Here it is a lot of times, and it's just me personally, a lot of times, even when I'm in public, if I see one that's, look like they're trying to approach me to have a conversation with me, a lot of times I'll just go in the other direction just to avoid them, because, I mean, you know, hey, they're the wicked, you know, and you just never know. A lot of times, I mean, you know how things can turn out with them. Like I say, 1 minute they can be all nice to you, but then the next minute they'll do a 180 and they'll be just as wicked as they can be, you know. What's so sad about it, you know, a lot of our people, and I'm not talking about these particular Jakes in this particular video because they, you know, they wasn't going, you know, and I'm glad, like I say, I'm glad, I mean, you know, that they stood their ground, and I'm glad that, you know, someone was recording. But, you know, in a lot of cases, here it is, a lot of our people try to seek love and try to seek acceptance, you know, from these, you know, these devils, you know, and in the end, I mean, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times they get burnt, okay, because like I was saying, here it is, 1 minute, you know, they can be, you know, all smiley and nice to you, but then, you know, a couple of minutes later, they can turn into a, like I say, something totally different. I mean, you know, they can be just as wicked as they want to be, you know, but this is how they are, you know, they're the wicked, you know, and they're not to be trusted, you know. Esau, Edom is the wicked, okay, they're the enemy, okay, you know, and the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua says to never trust our enemy, okay. And so, you know, once again, I'm glad that someone was recording, and you know, because like I say, this could have went totally left, you know, because this devil was basically trying to get these, you know, these Jakes Emmett Tilled, you know. And so once again, I'm glad that someone was recording, okay, this encounter, you know. And so with that, I don't plan to keep this lesson long. I'm going to go ahead and bring out a couple of scriptures. Okay, the first scripture I want to go to is in the book of Psalms, and this is chapter 58, and this is verse 3. And it reads, "The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." Okay, and what did you have this red she-devil doing? This red beast, what was she doing? Okay, she was speaking lies. Okay, here it is. She was trying to act as though that the bike was hers, when in actuality, the bike belonged to Jake. Jake had rented and reserved that bike. Okay, but she was going to try to act like it was hers and was going to try to take it from her because she felt entitled. Okay, and then when Jake wouldn't let her have her way, she want to try to scream and for help, and want to try to fake a cry to try to get Jake Emmett Tilled. Okay, once again, Israel, these devils are not to be trusted. Okay, they're the wicked. Okay, Psalms chapter 58 verse 3 again, it says the wicked are estranged from the womb. It says they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And this is what they do. Okay, in this video that I just shared, which is a prime example of these devils speaking lies. Okay, you know. Okay, this is Proverbs, and this is chapter 4, and I want to start in verse 16. And it reads, "For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall." Okay, and here it is. I mean, you know, this she-devil in this particular video, I'm pretty sure she probably didn't sleep well that night, because, I mean, you know, her plan to try to get Jake knocked off didn't work. You know, but hey, this is what these devils do. They're the wicked, okay? And their sleep is taken away unless they cause, you know, unless they have done some type of wickedness, or unless they cause something to fall. Okay, and like I say, this she-devil was basically trying to get Jake deleted, you know? Basically, like I say, trying to take the bike from Jake when she knew that Jake had already rented and reserved the bike, you know? She felt entitled, okay? And so she was going to try to take it from him, okay? And when it didn't work, I mean, like I say, you know, then she want to try to, you know, scream, you know, and everything like that, you know, to try to get Jake knocked off, you know? Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 17, it says, "For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence." Okay? And these devils, hey, they get what they want through wickedness and violence. Okay? That's how they got America. Okay? And like I say, here is this she-devil, and she was basically trying to get what she wanted. She was basically trying to get that bike, okay, through being wicked, okay, and trying to bring violence upon Jake by screaming, I mean, you know, for help, okay, by trying to play the victim, okay, trying to get Jake knocked off, okay, you know, and, you know, and basically trying to get, like I say, others to come to her defense and try to get Jake knocked off and whatnot, you know. But like I say, hey, this, you know, Jake in this particular video, hey, he wasn't having it. You know, and I'm glad, I mean, you know what I'm saying, Jake, you know, stood his ground. You know, and I'm glad, I mean, you know, someone was there to record, you know, the entire encounter, because, you know, this could have went far left, you know. You know, here it is on my job. I mean, you know, from time to time, I had to deal with Edomites, you know, and I have to be honest. I mean, you know, a lot of times whenever I have to deal with them, I try to make that encounter, as short and straight to the point as possible. You know, even when I'm just out and about, you know, a lot of times if I see, if it looks as though that one is trying to approach me, a lot of times I'll usually go the opposite direction just to try to avoid them, because no way, they're the wicked. Like I say, 1 minute, here it is, they'll be nice to you. But then, saying shortly after that conversation, it can go far left, They can be nice to you 1 minute, and then the next minute, like I say, hey, they can just straight turn wicked on you, Because, hey, it's just in their nature, They're the wicked. And so, as a result, I try to avoid them as much as possible. Okay, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, and this is chapter 7, and this is verse 13. And it reads, "Consider the work of Yahweh, for who can make that straight which he had made crooked?" Okay, and here it is. You cannot make these, devils righteous. Okay, because the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahshua made Esau to be wicked. Okay, and this video that I just shared with you is a prime example of Esau being wicked. Here it is, this she-devil, like I say, she felt entitled, and like I say, tried to basically take that bike from Jake when Jake had already reserved, and rented the bike, but she was going to try to take it from him, and then want to try to play victim, when Jake wouldn't let her have her way, hey, these devils, hey, like I say, they're the wicked, okay? Esau is the wicked and Esau is the enemy. And the Lord told us in the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10, to never trust thy enemy, and here it is, and I'm not talking about these particular Jakes in this video, but here it is, many of our people, in general, try to seek love and acceptance from these devils, and in the end, they get burnt, okay, because eventually, Esau, he's going to show his horns, Okay, this is Micah, and this is chapter 2, and this is verse 1. And it reads, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds." It says, "When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." Okay, and these devils, hey, they're currently in rulership as pursuant to Job chapter 9, verse 24. Okay, so they have the power to be wicked and do works of evils. Okay, it's just in these devils' lifestyle to be wicked. The Lord labels, Edomites as the wicked. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1 again, it says, "Woe to them," woe meaning destruction. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds." It says, "When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." Okay, once again, woe meaning destruction. Okay, and very soon, hey, the Lord is going to strip these devils of their rulership. Okay, put them in hardcore bondage. Okay, for 1,000-year period. And then wipe these devils off the face of the planet, okay? And you can literally see these devils' rulership falling right before our eyes, You can literally see it falling, But, I look forward to the day that these devils, like I say, are done away with, because of Esau, everything is upside down, Everything is upside down. Everything that these devils touch, they defile. Here it is. They defile the air that we have to breathe, through spraying their chemtrails, basically trying to keep people sick, trying to depopulate, trying to feed Big Pharma, Here it is. They defile the water that we drink by putting all type of harmful chemicals and things like that into our water. Here it is, not too long ago, they got caught, putting lead in the water, down there in Flint, which was, making, Jake sick, which making a lot of our people sick, Here it is. These devils just recently, they've been, engineering all of these different train derailments that's been spilling all these different harmful chemicals into the land and into the water, which has, been causing, people as well as, wildlife to perish, Here it is. They put all type of GMOs and harmful chemicals in our food, which, causes, a lot of our people to get sick, causes weight gain, causes a lot of different, cancers and whatnot, which leads, to a lot of people perishing. These devils, like I say, hey, they defile everything. They destroy everything they put their hands on, You know, they're just not fit to rule, you know. Okay. Yeah, this is the book of Habakkuk. This is chapter 2, and this is verse 4. And it reads, Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. It says, but the just shall live by his faith. Okay. And here it is. I mean, you know, this particular video that I shared with you is a prime example of these devils, you know, soul, you know, not, you know, being upright in them. Okay. You know, here it is. I mean, like, you know, here it is. This she devil was basically trying to, you know, imitate this Jake, you know, and here it is. She knew she was in the wrong. Okay. But she still, I mean, like I say, was going to try to get her way because she felt entitled, you know. Here it is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? These devils, Esau, you know, they're treaty breakers, you know. Here it is. I mean, you know, they've been caught so many times, you know, being wicked, you know. They've been caught so many times being wicked, and then they apologize for it, and then they turn around and do the same wickedness again, you know. Like I say, they just, hey, you know, they just ain't right, you know. They just that can't get right, you know, type of people, you know. They gonna always be wicked, you know. Here it is. I mean, you know, these devils, they've been caught time and time again, you know, trying to take out, you know, the children of Israel. Once again, who are you? So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and those that are of a speckled bird that look like these other nations, but you go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on your father's side, you know. Here it is. I mean, you know, these devils, they got caught, you know, giving smallpox, you know, and various forms of cancer, you know, to the Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters. You know, they've been caught, you know, they got caught giving syphilis to the, you know, to the Southern Kingdom brothers and sisters during the Tuskegee experiment. You know, here it is. I mean, you know, as I was saying, you know, earlier, you know, they also got caught putting lead in the water down there. And I think that was Flint, Michigan, I believe, you know, wasn't too long ago, which was causing Jake to get sick, you know. And then, you know, fast forward to just recently with this scamdemic, you know, here it is with that, you know, that goofy juice. You know, the first people who they was trying to get to drink it was Jake, you know. Hey, their soul is just not upright in them. They're not to be trusted, Israel, you know. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4 again, it says, Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Okay, and those of us that are of the hopeful elect, hey, we're going to continue to trust in the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that they will provide a hedge of protection over us. Okay, you know, and that they will deliver us, you know, from this wicked rulership of Esau Edoms. Okay. Okay, last scripture I'm going to bring out, and then we're going to end the lesson. This is in the book of Sirach, and this is chapter 12, and I want to start in verse 10. And it reads, Never trust thy enemy. Okay, and Esau Edom is that main enemy. Okay, it says, For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Okay, and here it is, just like iron will rust. Hey, these devils, Esau, they're going to be wicked. Okay, they're going to continue to be wicked. It's just in their MO. You know, once again, like I was saying, they're just that, you know, they're that can't get right. You know, that's who they are. They're that can't get right type of people, you know. Sirach chapter 12 and verse 11, it says, Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Okay, hey, these devils, hey, they're going to come to you sometimes all soft-spoken, you know, try to come to you all friendly, acting like they, you know, want to be your friend and act like they want to help you. Hey, but you best believe in the back of their minds that they're thinking of ways to try to take you out. Once again, Israel, they are not to be trusted. Okay? And so that's pretty much the point. I'm going to go ahead and end off here. I hope it was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and double honors and respect to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Kwame Yasharala and Abba Baba. Shalom.